Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. I'm SocietySucks and today I'm checking out whale hunting was absolutely crazy. Now this is a video made by Kurzgesagt, however, they have a new channel called Night Shift, Kurzgesagt After Dark, and that's where this video is posted. So yeah, Kurzgesagt has a second channel and they're gonna be making even more content than before. So let's see what they have to say about whale hunting.
There she blows! Over there!
The scream cuts through the salty air.
The style is completely different than the main channel.
Into a war machine. 3 fragile boats are lowered into
I like
the
this.
waves, each packed with 6 men. You're on a hunt, and your sweaty hands clench the
Just
harpoon.
on a small
An
boat like
enormous
that.
shadow bursts through the waves. It rises above you and comes crashing down towards the boat. But you're not hunting for food. You're risking your life for a liquid treasure worth $200,000. Whale oil, trapped inside the largest animals to ever live.
$200,000. I mean, I guess it depends how long ago this was.
Ancient sea masters. Nobody really knows how humans first got the idea of battling whales. Probably ancient coastal people stumbled upon whales stranded ashore. To them, these titans were rare treasure chests overflowing with meat.
Here's something that a lot of people don't know about. If you find a whale that's just on a beach, don't approach it, because they can explode. I know that sounds stupid, but yes. I mean, I've seen videos of beached whales which are dead exploding. I don't know the exact science or biology behind it. I just know that gas builds up inside of them or something like that, and then they just blow up. So if you find a whale carcass, don't approach it, just to be safe.
To eat and bones to craft into tools. Refusing to leave such fortune to chance, they paddled out and tried their luck. Towards the 8th century, whaling turns commercial. Along the
8th
Bay of
century,
Biscay, the Basques
Jesus.
build stone watchtowers. The moment a dark shape breaks the surface, signal fires blaze and drums thunder across the coast. Men shove small boats into the waves, armed with hand-thrown harpoons. Their target is the North Atlantic right whale, an 18-meter and 90-ton gentle giant
90
who's gloriously
tons.
slow and prefers coastal waters.
I wonder how many men
While
died
most
doing
whales
this.
sink when they die, right whales stay afloat. The right whale to hunt. Their massive mouths contain hundreds of
Yeah,
baleen
that makes
cakes,
sense.
bristly sieves made from keratin.
What's the point of hunting a whale
It's the
that's just gonna
plastic of its
sink after
time,
you kill it?
Shapeable into anything from baskets to corset stays and armor.
All that effort
The
all that
expensive
effort
meat
wasted.
makes up a third of a whale's weight, while half of it is blubber, a thick, oily shield that hides the real prize.
Oh,
When heated, the blubber can be rendered into precious whale oil. It's the Swiss Army knife of early industry. It lubricates
so
machinery,
half of it
waterproofs
can
ships
be
when
turned
mixed
into
with tar,
oil.
and helps
Whale
make
oil.
soap and paint. But most importantly, whale oil
this isn't related to whales or anything. The oil can be turned into soap. I'm not 100% sure if this is true, but during World War II, here in Poland, at least there's a book about it. I'm not sure if it's a real story, but apparently some German scientist or something turned people into soap. He turned fat from deceased people into soap. So yeah, that's just a little fun fact. Not very fun, but you know what I mean.
burns brighter and cleaner than anything else available at the time. The Basques turn whaling into a finely tuned enterprise. They improve equipment, perfect the art of processing whales, and flood Europe with whale products, while other nations watch with envy. By the 17th century, the English and Dutch launched their own whaling fleets. They hire Basque consultants, and soon the secrets of whale hunting spread across European powers and into their colonies. Americans hijack whaling. Life in colonial New England is as harsh as its winters and stony soil. But in the Atlantic, enormous shadows glide along the coast as right whales follow their migratory routes. And the settlers know the old world pays handsomely for such treasures. Shore whaling becomes their first get-rich-quick scheme. A single good-sized whale earns each crew member as much as a land-based worker makes in 6 months. But it's
Okay, that's pretty
unpredictable.
good.
Some years, a crew kills 100 whales. Other years drag on for months without a catch.
Oh,
Still, whaling becomes a valuable source of trade.
it's still quite
Meanwhile,
lucrative then.
London is swelling into one of the world's great metropolises. and by the 1740s, 15,000 street lamps burn with colonial whale oil there. It takes half a whale per night to turn London's dark streets into a flickering sea of light. But just like the Basques had learned centuries
Half a
earlier,
whale just
the
for
right
one
whales
night.
near shore become scarcer with each passing year, just as demand is exploding. Around this time, a whaling boat is swept far offshore outside Nantucket. Around this time,
Wait, hold on. Why is all of this counted as the Middle East? I thought the Middle East ended pretty much where Iran ends. I don't know. This seems to be going a bit too far. Just
a whaling boat
random
is swept
thought.
far offshore outside Nantucket. Hours drag on in uncertainty until finally the crew brings down a new kind of giant. The 18-meter,
sperm whale?
45-ton sperm whale. In their heads, these leviathans carry nearly 2,000 litres of spermaceti, the highest quality oil on the
Wow.
planet. Milky gold, and so pure it burns without smoke. Sperm whales
Oh, really?
become the ultimate prize monsters. A single large sperm whale can yield oil worth around $200,000 today. That's a fortune in the 1850s and 2 to 3 times more valuable than right whale oil. One barrel can buy you almost 3 acres of farmland. Then again, outfitting a whaling expedition costs $30,000, 10 times more than an average farm. A third
Yeah.
of voyages lose money, and some never return. But getting smashed by furious whales is what truly makes sailors' blood run cold. The hunt. The planks groan as your shipmates strain at their oars, rowing straight towards the beast. The plan is simple and absolutely insane. Row close enough to touch this monster,
Hell
hurl a
no.
harpoon into its flesh, and hope it doesn't take it personally. You recognize the creature from its scars, and it remembers you. The harpoon bites deep into blubber. The
How many
whale
harpoons
turns
would it
into
take to
pure,
kill a whale?
terrified rage. Your boat lurches forwards like you've been hitched to a steam engine, spray blinding
Wait,
you
is this
as you're
actually how they
dragged
did
across
it?
the ocean in what whalers call a Nantucket sleigh ride. It goes on for an hour, then
I've seen this kind of hunting in a game. It was some sort of Assassin's Creed game. But I thought it was ridiculous and unrealistic. I didn't know this is how they actually did it.
4. Your knuckles are white, gripping the gunwale as waves crash over the bow. The men pray and curse.
What if
8
it
hours into
slaps
the
its
hunt,
tail
your
upwards?
exhausted eyes lose focus. The ropes lash across the deck like they're alive. Someone's leg gets caught and they're yanked into the ocean, swallowed by the waves.
And they're done.
You hope it's quick. Sailors tell
No.
stories of other whales rushing in to defend their kin, dragging men down where lungs are crushed like tin cans. But you're still here, and the whale is finally slowing, exhausted from pulling your floating death trap across the ocean. Now comes the killing. You have to get close to stab this giant with a 3-meter lance, going for the massive lungs or heart. Blood starts flowing from the spout like a crimson geyser, but the whale is still fighting. 15 blows later, you find the mark. The whale starts swimming in tighter and tighter circles, vomiting half-digested squid until it finally rolls over in a spreading pool of gore. And you're barely getting started.
How are you gonna get it back to land?
The floating factory. You tow the enormous carcass back to the ship where the crew slams down chains to secure their prize. The ship creaks as the dead giant bobs in the swells beside you. Now, the butchery can begin. It takes days to process 45 tons of dead whale into liquid money. You leap across the blood-slick blubber to axe through the thick flesh of the head. Within lies the spermaceti chamber, the vault of the most precious whale oil. Then you help peel away the blubber, 20 centimeters thick and tough as leather.
Jesus.
You cut 2-meter wide blanket pieces, weighing a ton, and hold them up with pulleys that strain the ship's masts. Your ship lurches as you cut it free to release the weight.
Wait, so you do
Next
it at
comes
sea?
the rendering. You fire up the try-works, brick furnaces built right on the wooden deck. In
That seems
massive
dangerous.
iron pots, the blubber gets boiled down into oil.
Just a bit of that goes out and your ship is aflame. Wouldn't it make more sense to try and tow it back to land first? Although I suppose, how the hell would you get it back to land? It's so damn heavy.
The smoke is so thick you can barely breathe. They say you can smell a whaling ship from 30 kilometers away. Burning tar, rotting flesh, and the stink of death.
Yeah, I can imagine.
The work continues around the clock. Sharks are drawn by the bloody waste you're dumping overboard. Men slip on the greasy decks and break bones, get crushed by swinging chunks of blubber, or scalded by boiling oil. It may be one of the most gruesome jobs in existence. The stench, the blood, the endless toil, it wears you down fast.
It ain't worth the money.
Most who sign on quickly regret it. Nearly a third end up deserting. You are holding on to the dream of coming home rich, but the odds aren't great. The business of blood. When it's all over, the ship returns with dozens of barrels of the finest oil on Earth. By the 1850s, whaling has become the 5th biggest industry in the US, with 700 whaling ships, 3/4 of the world's fleet, employing 70,000 people. In 1853 alone, American whalers kill over 8,000 whales, making 360,000 barrels of oil and almost $500 million in today's dollars. Voyages grow longer and months turn into years as ships push into the Pacific and Indian Oceans. Each voyage demands bigger investments, and whaling turns into a venture capital industry. Crews work for shares instead of wages, while forced to buy overpriced supplies on credit. Many come home in debt, and a lucky few rise through the ranks.
So they're just losing
It's
money.
the American dream, they say, but it feels like an
American
illusion.
dream.
The real money flows upwards to ship owners and merchants. Fishing villages turn into global commercial hubs. In New England, the port of New Bedford rises as one of the richest towns in America. Whaling is unusually diverse for its time, but deeply exploitative. Much of the labor comes from Native Americans and black sailors. Native communities become dependent on English goods, while crews of color are pushed into the hardest and lowest paying work.
Makes
This
sense.
pattern of inequality still echoes today. The blood of whales helps fuel the rise of American industrial power. The machine age of killing. Until in 1859, a breakthrough changes everything. Steam-powered rigs start commercially pumping petroleum. Suddenly, kerosene, lamp oil refined from crude oil, is cheap and seemingly limitless. Over the following decades,
And it's much
the
less
whaling industry
dangerous than
faces
whaling.
dramatic changes. Nantucket, once the heart of global whaling, sees its last ship limp home in 1870. The age of sail is ending. The age of engine has begun. And it's ushered in
I mean,
by
that's
blood.
called progress.
In the 18th and 19th
advancement.
centuries, 300,000 sperm whales alone were slaughtered. And they still can't catch a break. Although kerosene conquered lighting, whale oil is still one of the best lubricants on Earth. Never freezes, spoils, or quits. The machinery
spoil?
powering industrialization needs it, so ironically, petroleum soon increases demand for whale oil.
Oh, come on.
Norwegians seize the opportunity with cheaper labor and new technology. They set up whaling stations on islands at the edge of Antarctica. Hand-thrown spears are gone, and now explosive-tipped harpoons fire from steam-powered catcher boats for instant kills. The fast ships can chase down even blue whales, the largest animals that ever lived. Normally, most dead whales sink, but now air compressors pump them full of gas, so even the biggest ones float like massive buoys. No whale is safe anymore. In the arms race leading up to World War I, whale oil is also used to produce explosives. But the true carnage comes after World War II, when Japan and the Soviet Union also joined the slaughter. They called it the Whaling Olympics. The same industrial might that once built tanks and bombers now builds factory ships. The largest one is 210 meters long, capable of processing dozens of whales in a day. In 1964, 82,000 whales are reported killed, the largest animal slaughter by tons in human history. The war we almost won. The ocean couldn't sustain this mechanized
obviously.
assault. Sperm whales fall from around 1.5 million to 800,000, and the even larger fin whales from
Almost half.
800,000 to 100,000.
Oh,
Blue
Jesus.
whale populations, which had numbered around 340,000 before industrial whaling, collapsed by 98% to less than 5,000. It isn't
No
until
fucking way.
1975 that the reality of industrial whaling hits the global spotlight. In the North Pacific, environmental activists steer tiny inflatable boats straight between Soviet whaling ships and their targets.
Oh.
The images of fragile human bodies standing in the path of steel harpoons spread like wildfire. Overnight, the public turns against the commercial slaughter. Across America and Europe, people support a new cause: save the whales. Finally, the
I didn't
International
think it
Whaling
was that
Commission votes
recent.
for a global moratorium on commercial whaling.
This is only 50 years
Only
ago.
Norway, Iceland and Japan never signed the global ban that takes effect in 1986, basically ending 400 years of industrial whale hunting. It's a different world
I'm not surprised about Iceland and Norway not signing it, but Japan is... I would have expected Japan to also sign it.
now, and looking back, the story of whaling seems bloody and barbaric. But it also lit homes, powered
Yeah?
machines, and built the scaffolding of modernity. A staggering and also concerning display of what humanity is capable of. The power to reshape the world with progress and
I wonder how much those
destruction
whale populations
always
recovered
side by
since then.
side.
I gotta say, I really like this new channel. The animation style is really cool, the storytelling as well. Honestly, I actually kind of prefer this over the regular videos. But yeah, I just never knew that whale hunting was as damaging as it was. I didn't think that the damn blue whale population went down by 98%. Almost extinct. Obviously, if something can be exploited, humans will exploit it eventually. And yeah, that's just the reality we live in, nothing we can do about it. It sucks, but it is what it is. So yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing and leaving a like. If you want to see more reactions, check out this video right here. And with that, I hope I'll see you in the next video.